I see over my own continent the Pacific Railroad surmounting every barrier. I see continual trains of cars winding along the Platte carrying freight and passengers. I hear locomotives rushing and roaring in the shrill steam whistle. I hear the echoes reverberate through the grandest scenery in the world, bridging the 3,000 and 4,000 miles of land travel, tying the eastern to the western sea.
When Leland Stanford hammered the final spike at Promontory Point, Utah, in May of 1869, a telegraph carried the momentous news to the awaiting nation. East and West were connected in a single transcontinental railroad. Railroad construction would continue for decades to come. Between 1865 and 1900, track mileage increased from 30,000 to more than 200,000 miles. This effort required huge amounts of money and land. The economic consequences were immense. The railroads opened new lands for settlement by making formerly remote areas accessible to the farmers, ranchers, and mining companies who would pour the natural resources of the South and West into eastern factories and cities of the East. Railroad construction required huge amounts of capital. Money from private investors was joined by generous support of federal and state governments, staunch supporters of expansion and business. The 131 million acres of public lands they received for their efforts included 1/4 of Minnesota and Washington, 1/5 of Kansas and Montana, and 1/8 of California.
If you could talk a town or a city government into wanting to have railroad tracks, they would lay down new railroad tracks. This stimulated jobs for people in a variety of areas.
The railroads forged together a national economy and opened the West for settlement and economic development. It fueled the growth of dozens of other industries like steel, coal, and timber, and it opened fresh lands for settlement and profit.